Okay, legal notice, public informational hearing, special town meeting to be held virtually via Zoom on Monday, February 7th, 2022 at 6:30 PM. The electors and citizens qualified to vote in town meeting in the town of Ashford, Connecticut are hereby notified and warned that a public informational hearing and special town meeting will be held virtually via Zoom on Monday, February 7th, 2022 at 6:30. The public informational hearing will be for the purpose of choosing a moderator and receiving comment on the following item. Choosing a moderator for said hearing and receiving information on the appropriation utilizing coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds, or if deemed inappropriate an expense, that the appropriation be made from Ashford's unassigned fund balance in the amount not to exceed $70,000 for the purchase of a 2001 Ford F-550, installation of a plow frame and wiring to replace the 2005 F-350 municipal plate number A10 currently being utilized to plow and maintain Ashford's 15.40 miles of unimproved roads. At the close of the public informational hearing, the special town meeting will be called to order. The special town meeting will be called for the purpose of, 1, choosing a moderator for said meeting, and 2, as recommended by the Ashford Board of Finance at their meeting of Thursday, January 27th, to approve the allocation of coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds, or if deemed inappropriate expense, that the appropriation be made from Ashford's unassigned fund balance in an amount not to exceed $70,000 for the purpose of a 2021 Ford F-550 installation of a plow frame and wiring to replace the 2005 350 municipal plate A10 currently being utilized to plow and maintain Ashford's 15.4 miles of unassigned road. Submitted by the Board of Selectmen.
Bill, if I could just jump in, we had one person join. Sherry will need to verify. Looks like it's a phone number 860-429-4568.
Me.
Okay, who, that person needs to speak up and give me their name.
It's Joan Bowley.
Oh, okay, Joan. Okay.
Jerry, did you have any comments?
What I'm going to do is, right before we have the vote, I'm going to read the list of people that I have put their names down. And if we've missed anybody, we'll make sure we get them at that point. Right now, everybody who's here is a qualified voter, with the exception of Michael D'Amato and myself. Okay.
There's one more person coming in. Sharon is the first name, no last name.
Sharon. Okay. Sharon, when you're in, would you please identify yourself?
You're on mute, Sharon.
The person who's here, whose name is Sharon, you need to unmute yourself and give me your last name, please. Identify yourself.
Loretta.
Oh, hi, Sharon. Okay, Loretta, thank you.
Put my name in.
Okay.
I did it. I think you're good, as long as I spelled it right.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to make a couple of brief comments. Joe came to the Board of Selectmen with a request for consideration of replacing the 2005, we refer to it as A10 Ford 350 truck. It's probably the most undependable member of our fleet. In fact, 2 storms down, it was unable to even plow. Basically, the smaller trucks are used to maintain our dirt roads and plowing. Our bigger trucks are just too large to handle. It would end up doing more damage than good. One of the things that came about and why this hearing and town meeting are being called is that a truck did become available. The one that we're referring to is the F-550, available for immediate use. Upon approval of the town meeting, it can be made roadworthy within a matter of 24 to 48 hours. One of the issues in buying a new truck, and we've done some research on it, is that if we waited to the end of our budget period and the new beginning of our new fiscal year to order a truck, delivery would probably take a year. We're also told that this comparable truck next year will run anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 more for purchase. One thing, Jesse, I know you had a question. I did make some inquiries about undercoating and a proposal on that. I'll let Joe address that, but I understand that it's not recommended on aluminum bodies, which the actual cabin on this particular truck is aluminum. But I'll turn the floor over to Joe. Joe, you have any comments?
Bill, Bill?
Yes.
This is Catherine. Wouldn't we be choosing a moderator and then having this conversation?
I'm sorry, you're absolutely right. Is there
Okay, so I
anyone
nominate Bill to be the moderator for this hearing.
Second.
Any more discussion? Any other nominations?
I move that my nominations be closed.
Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second that. Roger.
All in favor of closing nominations, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Seeing none, I will cast one vote for myself, unless there's an objection. Thanks, Catherine. Joe, the floor is yours.
We're all set. So the question was about undercoating. What was anybody's concern?
This is Jesse Burnham.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure that the purchase of this truck would be long lasting. And I had heard that in recent years, the undercoating has caused the trucks to last a lot longer, meaning that the frame, primarily all the attachment points to the frame, would then not rust. So it was just something looking into undercoating it for that reason.
Excuse me, all of our town vehicles undergo either yearly or bi-yearly frame reconstruction and undercoating. You undercoat a truck, it doesn't last more than a couple years anyway. So since about 2007, when I came in, a couple of years after that, we started doing the truck frames. None of our frames on our truck are rotted. Even A10s, it wasn't the frame of the truck that gave out, it was actually the truck body rotted from the inside out where you can't undercoat. Nothing you can really do about that unless you want to tear the body apart and paint it from the inside out. My plan with the new truck is to, before it gets driven on any adverse conditions, is we do our own undercoating up the garage. We have all the tools to do it. We have all the material to do it. And I think we do a better job than any other body shop would do in Connecticut. So I plan to undercoat the frame. The aluminum cab, I have different conversations with people saying aluminum needs to breathe. You undercoat aluminum, you can trap harsh chemicals behind it that actually cause aluminum to rot. You're better off washing the trucks whenever you can after a storm, which we do anyway. All the trucks get washed if we can when they come off the road or the next day, and let the aluminum breathe so it dries. Whether this is true or not, I feel it is. I'm driving a 2019 aluminum cab, and it was undercoated when we purchased it. And there's not a bit of rot, rust, or anything on the frame or on the cab. So, you know, this truck is going to last the town until mechanically it gives out. Any other questions?
I remember a question from the beginning is why an F-550 versus replacing it with a like of a 350?
We pull heavy trailers, and our 350, in my opinion, is not sized properly to the weight it pulls. Or it's very close. So this 550 has larger brakes, a little heavier duty transmission, larger rear ends, and it's able to haul 24,000 pounds behind it. So we do pull a 16,000 pound excavator with a trailer. And that was my reason for bumping up from a 350 to a 550. And the cost difference is very minimal. If it's $3,000, I'd be surprised.
And I think another thing was also, even if we had chosen to go with a 350,
I couldn't find one.
we couldn't find one.
No.
So, anybody have any other questions?
Oh, this is Janet Bellamy. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead, Janet.
I just want to say I commend the Public Works people for keeping the truck for 17 years. I'm really impressed. So thank you.
Well, if the motor wasn't giving us problems, I would probably try to fix it, but we're having mechanical issues with it. So that's why I want to send it down the road.
Any other questions or comments?
Bill, this is Joan Boley.
Hi, Joan. Go ahead.
Have you decided where you could get this appropriation from, which fund?
It is, we are still determining it by last indications regarding our ARPA funding.
Yes,
I believe it's a replacement of a vital governmental service, which is now in the category. That's what we're looking to do. If for some reason we get rejected on that, the call of the meeting is to replace it from unassigned fund balance of the town.
do you know what the unassigned fund balance is as of today?
I believe the last figure I saw was $1,938,717 was as of the last audit report that we received.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. Okay, thank you, Bill.
Any other questions or comments? Any other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to adjourn the public hearing. Thank you for your participation. Without objection. All right, I am going to call the special town meeting to order. And the first item on the agenda is to choosing a moderator for said meeting.
I nominate Bill to moderate this meeting.
I'll second Roger Phillips.
Are there any other nominations?
I move that nominations be closed.
Is there a second to closing nominations?
Seconded Roger Phillips.
All in favor of closing nominations signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. It's unanimous. Any opposed? Thank you, folks. In view of that, I will cast one vote for myself. And we will continue on. I'm going to read this again. I know it's getting a little boring and repetitious, but item 2, as recommended by the Ashford Board of Finance at their meeting of Thursday, January 27th, 2022, to approve the allocation of Corona state and local fiscal recovery funds, or if deemed an appropriate expense, the appropriation be made from the Ashford's unassigned fund balance in the amount not to exceed $70,000 for the purchase of a 2021 Ford F-550 installation of a snow frame and wiring to replace the 2005 F-350 municipal plate number A10 currently being utilized to plow and maintain Ashford's 15.4 miles of unimproved roads. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Roger Phillips.
Roger
Second,
Phillips
Catherine
makes the
Silversmith.
motion. Catherine seconds it. Are there any comments?
This is a point, well, I'm going to read the list of people before we vote, but go ahead. If there are any comments, I'm sorry I interrupted.
No problem. Are there any other comments or anybody come up with any questions in the interim? Paul, you usually have something to say.
Gee, thanks, Bill. No, I have nothing to say. Not in this meeting anyway.
All right.
Okay, hearing no other questions or comments, I'm going to give the floor to Sherry to make her announcement, and then we will proceed to vote.
All right, I'm going to read the list of names that I have down. If you do not hear your name, please speak up. Christine Abakoff, Joan Bowley, Paul Varga, Bill Folletti, Catherine Silversmith, Linda Folletti, Joe Kalinowski, Roger Phillips, Janet Bellamy, Jesse Burnham, Gina Burnham, Jeff Silversmith, Loretta Roble. That's what I've got.
Did we miss anybody?
Okay,
Are there any questions? I'm going to call for vote. All in favor of the motion as stated, signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you very much, folks. I'll take a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Seconded.
Roger seconded. All in favor of the motion to adjourn? I've got
Aye.
650, signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, unanimous. Thank you, folks.
Thank
We'll
you,
be
folks.
going into selectmen's meeting in about 10 minutes.
All right. If I can get there.
Thank you.